Facebook, meeting their friends in person, but still talking on Facebook in front of their friends. Yeah. They end up not talking at all. Yeah. So I make fun of these little things, and maybe there are other people who do the same, but I guess they have a different take on it. So yeah.
Pretty much what Rex and Mike said. It's all good. No, but I guess what made my act different is I just stopped performing in front of myself, in front of a mirror. Because now I can perform them in front of an audience. No, seriously, I've been doing magic for 8 years. I've been doing corporate magic, comedy magic, and today it's like a dream come true for me to perform, especially with these two guys, especially with Rex Navarrete and Mike Bonson. We all know that when you say magic in the Philippines, it doesn't show up that well. So, but this time you're gonna see a different kind of a magic act that's gonna be very entertaining, funny, and usually it's not me who's doing the magic. I get the volunteer. The volunteer's gonna do the magic. I'm just gonna be there to hypnotize the volunteer. That's it. Thank you very much.
Any more questions?
I have
Yes,
a
sir.
question for Mr. Rex. Have you met Mike Bustos? Or have you heard of him? Because
Mikey Bustos.
Mike Bustos is one of the recent comedian nowadays that do things like
Mikey Bustos?
yeah,
Um,
do Filipino jokes on YouTube now.
yeah, well, if they do stuff on YouTube, that's a different venue altogether. Because, everyone runs away with the whole YouTube sensation thing. Yeah, but then, I've been doing this on stage before YouTube, so, it's a very different thing. They're not the same venue, it's not the same way to they compare each other. Because a lot of people just want to do YouTube stuff and never want to touch the stage. But that doesn't make you a live performer. What we're doing, we're live performers. And we can also do YouTube stuff. You can't just do it the other way around. So it's our discipline is taking the chances of bombing in front of live people in a live venue and really taking the chances. There's no room for editing and pausing, doing it over. Because once the clock starts, you can't stop. You got to keep going. Mistakes happen. You have to own it. It's your mistake. But if you can work through it and still get a laugh out of it, then you're really a stand-up comic. You're real comic. You're the real deal. So with a lot of that, people want to do stuff on YouTube, their own websites and channels, and but this is very different than what we do.
And so every performer begins at some stage with a limited amount of audience and limited ideas. Sometimes they run out of ideas. Do you ever face a comedian's block like we face writer's block?
Yeah, definitely. We're writers as well. We just don't go up there and let it all happen. I mean, unless you're an incredible improv performer, and you just get ideas from the audience. But in effect, you're writing. But for us, we write in close to a traditional sense of script. We have an idea, we have a lead up, a setup, body to it, and then you have to deliver the punchline, the way out. So yeah, we do get writer's block. It's incredibly devastating for comics to not do funny for a while. But you just accept it and then you take a break. Do other things because you have to have other interests. Because if you don't have other interests in your life, then there's nothing to really write about. So that's just like a self-check system. You just can't be a comedy writer all the time because you can be funny, but why are you funny? Are you really connected to this? Can you deliver that story even though it's not sincere? You gotta take a break and really write. Because doing stand-up and writing for stand-up is almost like being a photojournalist. Because you're there to report on the story, to meet the people involved. Put in your editorial, and then you have to paint the picture. You have to visualize it for everybody, and you have to use the right words, the right delivery. So sometimes There's moments where you just block, and it's okay.
Which is leading me to my next question. That's comedy, after a while, doesn't remain light-hearted. You begin to feel so involved, you can get bitter about it. Does your comedy have bitterness, satire, in that sense?
Yeah, bitterness for other comics it works. Maybe it's hard who their act is, but for me, I've kept the bitterness to myself. I gotta work it out other ways. But sometimes it works itself into a routine, and it's the best way to kind of get through an issue, a situation. You gotta bring it to the stage, and if it's something that's not just bothering you, but bothering everybody, I think it's your duty as a stand-up comic to put it into the material. And even though it sounds a little bitter, you gotta make it funny. You have to make it funny. Otherwise, it's not stand-up. You're up there just doing spoken word, you're doing poetry, or you're doing your rant. But we're selling comedy. We're selling humor. But at the same time, if it's something really, if it's an issue that's really aggravating everybody else, something needs to be spoken about. It's your duty to make it funny, and that makes it even, takes the bitterness out. It really does. But it really accentuates the importance of what's going on. So that's why comedians, really good political comedians, are some of the most dangerous people, in society. So because a lot of people want them dead. A lot of politicians want them dead. But that's the problem. They're there to just really put the balance back into things. And humor is a very powerful kind of means to do it. Yeah.
Sir, personally, how will you assess your last show, and what makes you accept this gig again?
How do I personally assess the last show? Overwhelming. It was kind of big. It was more than kind of big. It was not intimate. 1,500 seats, whatever it was. It's not intimate. But you as a comic, doing this for years, you have to make it intimate. You have to bring it down. You have to make the place seem small. So that was the challenge of it, but it was still fun at the same time, and I'm glad we filled it up. And there's still a lot of other people that didn't come to see it. So for this next show, then I'm really I'm going to do some bits from the last show, but there was a lot of stuff I didn't get to do. So that's why we get this reloaded, title in there, because then I get to redo a lot of I get a second try.
Will there be Manny Pacquiao jokes?
Will there be Manny Pacquiao jokes? Yeah, why not? Because the fight's happening this Sunday, so it's going to be very relevant. So I got to watch the fight, see what happens, and maybe comment on it on Wednesday. So Manny Pacquiao is a really big part of who we are right now. And it's really, even though if you're not a fan, you really don't care. I mean, he's right there. It really is. That's why I've really developed this one whole routine about Manny. And it's like a 20-minute routine just by itself, and it's ever expanding. Because everyone's got their eyes on him, and so and it's not just us, but it's the whole world. He's really brought the attention of back to the Filipino, in his own way, and we all get to partake in that. But as a comic, I get to comment on the guy, and make him real, but some people don't like, bringing laughter towards his way. But I think he's got a great sense of humor. I think he can take it. If he can take punches to his face, I think he can take a couple jokes from me. I think really he's got a great sense of humor. I mean, no one knows humor like Manny Pacquiao. So I think it's fine. Next question. Go ahead.
So what can you expect on Reloaded? I mean, from the previous one to this one?
Yeah, like I said, this is a second chance to follow up at that last big show. And so, yeah, if you guys have ever been to NBC Tent, it's a pretty big venue itself. I've been in there before a few times. It's massive, so you really got to play to the back. And, like I said, it's going to be I just hope to have fun. That's it. I don't want to over prepare. All I know is there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to do the last show, and maybe throw in some new stuff that I've been working on the last couple of months, and just have a good time. Because I was talking to with the interview earlier. It's a rare opportunity to make a living in this industry of being a humorist and a stand-up writer and performer. You owe it to your audiences, everyone who took the time out to come out in the middle of the week and get away from their whatever they had planned, get dinner with come get dinner before the show and really plan to be part of a live performance. And it's not like going to the movies where if you miss it, you can wait for the next showing. You can wait for the next showing, but this is a very live interaction with other people, and I think it's nice to be part of an art form that where the audience literally is there, and you only get that audience for that one time, and then the next show it's going to be a different set of people, and so I'm just hoping to have fun.
Sir, I have one. Is there any particular person you want to watch your show? Someone?
Watch my show?
Yeah.
Well,
You wish will watch your
it's
show.
gonna be Wednesday, so hopefully Manny's going to be back in town by then. We'll see. There's always an open invitation to Manny to come out to the show. We still always have some tickets for Manny and Jinky.
Aside from him,
To
sir.
the show. Huh?
Aside from Manny.
Aside from Manny, the president's always welcome. He's got a good sense of humor. I changed the whole lineup just for him. No, just kidding. No. You know what? It's just who I really want is someone who's never come to a live show ever. If this is going to be their first time coming to see stand up, and if they've been fans of mine or Mike's or in the past to come see live stand up comedy, this is their opportunity. If they've never come to a show, I don't want to disappoint them. Because those are the fans that you get for life, because they'll always keep us working. You guys are our patrons, and we're just kind of like humble artists, and it's nice to be in this business, and it's cool to have like fellow celebrities every now and then to come in, but there's nothing like the real comedy fan who just wants to come in, just have a fantastic time. So I may never meet them. I might meet them down the line, years from now. They'll just talk back. Yeah, I saw you for the first time at that NBC Tent Reloaded show, my very first comedy show. I never laughed so hard in my life that I actually had to leave early because I was going to pee. So I couldn't get in line. I had to go. So sorry, but I had a great time. Those are the best stories, And so I hope those people come.
How about the two of you?
Nobody in particular. Pretty much, yeah. I like performing for first timers as well, or strangers, who end up on your Twitter account later on, not just or you have stalkers. No, seriously, but yeah, pretty much what Rex said. Nobody's specific. I always perform for whoever is there. I mean, I treat each audience member the same way I would treat any other, big or small.
For me, for you guys who doesn't know me, my name is JP De La Cruz, and I'm a corporate magician. So I think I also would love Manny Pacquiao to be there, like what Rex said, because I've heard from a friend who's working within the Manny Pacquiao group. Manny Pacquiao loves doing magic. In fact, I think he also has a consultant, magician consultant along himself. So it would be nice if I can call him on stage, and he's going to be my volunteer. That's going to be great. Tell them that. Tell him that.